Hello everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are doing amazing. Today we're going to be discussing damage to target out of cover in Division 2. We're going to be learning what it does, how to stack it, and of course a comparison to damage to armor. As most of you know, I prefer teaching how to fish rather than just feeding you all the time. I'd rather do guides instead of always throwing build videos at you. Hopefully though, this video will help improve your understanding of the game, improve your builds, and the overall build diversity in Division 2. With that said, let's get to it. So, damage to target out of cover is a multiplicative damage type just like damage to armor. It multiplies the damage you deal to targets that are not hiding behind cover or targets that are not suppressed. It doesn't matter if they are red bars, purples, elites, named enemies, rogues, it doesn't matter. As long as they're not hiding or suppressed, you will get that multiplicative damage against them. This makes it ideal for people who like to rush or just against enemies who are running at you. You can pick them off in the distance with that bonus damage. In PvP, this is amazing, especially against adrenaline rush users or any players, period. To get the highest bonus with damage to target out of cover, you need to have the attributes on your gun, and you also need to have Fox's Prayer knee pads. Together, this tool will give you 18% damage to targets out of cover. So, here comes the common question: how does this compare to damage to armor? First, let us try to understand one thing. Both damage types are multipliers. They don't offer any other bonuses. They are not special effects. It is just to multiply the damage you deal to a specific target. The sooner you know this, the better it is, because now you know that every build doesn't need you to stack damage to armor. Every build doesn't need Walker Harris, because now you know how to min-max, because you know what is needed. Damage to armor only focuses on targets that have armor. This means if there aren't any elites or bosses around, you're going to be wasting attributes in an armor slot. If you're playing in solo, you're going to be wasting your damage to armor because you're not going to run into that many armored targets. However, when you examine damage to targets out of cover, there is almost no restriction at all. It is rated E for everyone. Armored or not, as long as they are not in cover, you will be shredding them to pieces with that multiplicative damage, which is the focus of these attributes to begin with. Next, let us look at the maximum percentages possible when examining both of these two. With damage to targets out of cover, you are maxed out at 18%. 10% from your weapon and 8% from Fox's Prayer. But with damage to armor, you can go higher than that. But if you min-max your builds, the highest you can go is 19%. This puts the difference between both of them logically at just 1%. But what is the 1% loss really if you can gain damage to targets regardless of armor or not? Finally, the requirements. To get that 19% damage to armor, you need 3 armor pieces, contractor gloves, and 2 Walker Harris pieces, in addition to the damage to armor that is on your weapon. So what about damage to targets out of cover when it comes to requirements? Well, to get that 18%, you only need 1 piece, your Fox's Prayer, and a damage to target out of cover roll on your weapon. What this tells us is that if you decide to always go with damage to armor, you're going to be wasting extra gear slots on a damage type that is quite limited, unless maybe you're doing legendaries. So does this mean damage to armor is useless? Because I know that's going to be the next question. No. Damage to armor is not useless. It just means that a lot of your builds will be better off in both PvP and PvE if you throw in Fox's Prayer instead of a 2-piece Walker Harris. The truth is, Walker Harris is just an inverted Badger Turf, and it is also quite overrated, and I really don't understand why almost everybody feels like they have to use it. Granted, some builds require Walker Harris, but every build doesn't need to have Walker Harris. Remember, the focus is the multiplicative damage, and if it means spending less to get the same results or more, then you should definitely go for damage to targets out of cover, especially on your weapons. Now remember, if you're using the Contractor's Gloves and the Fox's Prayer combo with armor damage on your weapon, you get 22% multiplicative damage. But if you make one slight change to your weapon attributes by swapping out that damage to armor and replacing it with damage to targets out of cover, then all of a sudden that 22% multiplicative damage jumps up to 26% multiplicative damage. And the same thing goes for your builds in PvP. If you are using damage to target out of cover combo, 2 pieces will get you 18%, and if you use the damage to armor combo, 2 pieces will only get you 14%, and as you can see, that is a 4% difference right there. Anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks once again. I'll see you in the next one.